Libra, what can you do for your mental health this week? Welcome to Grow to Glow Tarot. Two more cards, please. What can Libra do for their mental health this week? Okay, clarify the Five of Cups. Clarify the Hangman and the Four of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Okay. At the bottom of the deck we have Death. It is Scorpio season. This is Scorpio card. Death talks about change and transformation. It talks about changing the way that you're thinking, shedding the old. Like a snake sheds its old skin, it grows a new one. It becomes a new person. Death is about transformation. You need to become a new person. This is what's hidden from you in order to overcome your obstacles. Interesting. So you're needing to control your passions in order to overcome your obstacles, control your emotions. And then we have the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. And you got the Page of Pentacles out here. So you're needing to learn to transform and control your passions and your emotions, right? In order to move forward. So I just had a deja vu moment. Um, Interesting. So there is something about two. Okay, because I get deja vu in like 2 days, 2 months, 2 years. I get it in twos, so there is something about two. Uh, Five of Cups in the reverse. So you're recovering from something that was a heartbreak, something that was a betrayal that left you feeling like you couldn't move on. You're starting to move on, or you're needing to move on. This is what you can do for your mental health. You're needing to move on, to let go of these fears and anxieties that are behind you, that can't, the swords are thoughts, and they're up on the wall like picture frames behind this person, but the person is in the bed cowering, afraid of these fears and anxieties. They're having nightmares, um, anxiety, unable to sleep, but the fears and anxieties are in the past. They're behind them. They can't hurt them. So whatever this betrayal, whatever this loss with this Five of Cups that you're feeling, the something didn't go quite right emotionally, it's in your past, and you're letting it affect your present. You're needing to study what it is you want to transform about your life and yourself, brainstorm it, and be a free spirit and go on your own path. Let go of the conflict, let go of the negativity, the emotional. It's okay to grieve, and we all grieve in our own time, but at some point, grief, if you hold on to it, it becomes very negative, right? It traps you inside it. And when you look at ways to deal in a healthy way, when you come up with ways to deal with your fears and anxieties over the past and over this emotional upset happening again, and you start moving down a different road, that's when the good stuff comes in. So love doesn't come in when you're looking for it. Money doesn't come in when you're looking for it. It comes in, love comes in, creativity comes in, and your joy in life comes in once you've already started moving towards it. Okay? Once you're happy and content being alone with yourself, you're okay with being alone. You're feeling like a whole actualized person by yourself. That's when love comes in with another person. So this is talking about expansion and growth on the path that you want to be on, and that comes in once you let go of this grief, once you let go of this past, and you start focusing more on the present and the future. Now, the Hangman and the Four of Pentacles, you're trying to build your stability. You're needing to let go. Okay, that's interesting. You're needing to let go of something, whether it's an old thought pattern, it's an old behavior pattern, whether it's this grief, to build your stability, to build your health, your finances, own a house, whatever this stability means for you. You need to let go of old thought patterns, old behavior patterns. You need to use your willpower to get all the different parts of you, your subconscious, your id state, your conscious, your ego state, and your soul, that's driving the chariot, that's bringing about this willpower. You need to get all three of those in alignment. This is about taking action, swift action, but taking action in your thinking, getting different viewpoints, and then taking action towards those different viewpoints, letting go of that baggage so you can start this new journey, being loyal to yourself when you start this new journey towards your stability, towards your abundance. In the Page of Pentacles, you're studying how to build up your health, how to build up your career and finances, your physical possessions, whatever it is the Pentacles are for you, whatever you're trying to get stable on and build up. This page, it could be a messenger, but it's mainly about studying these things, understanding. And this came out, Wheel of Fortune came out sideways. So there's a cycle that's not quite to an end. You need to look at what you want to keep in your life and what you want to keep out. And take a long, hard look at what is healthy for you, especially if it was something that in the past caused you grief and fear and anxiety. You need to take a long, hard look at whether you want to keep that in your life. You want to look at, are you nurturing yourself before you're nurturing others? Or are you being a people pleaser? Okay. Are you paying attention to your own ideas and giving them the self-love, giving them the time and the nourishment that they need? Or are you putting other people's ideas, wants, and needs before you? Now we have the Hangman here too. Interesting. So the Hangman was in reverse in regards to building your stability. Here it's in the upright with the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune sideways. So once you get this knowledge of how you can restructure your routines, your habits, your life, what it is you need to give up in order to make this change. Once you get this aha moment with the Tower here about what's going on, and you start doing that, things are going to change. What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to sacrifice, to give up in order to achieve your stability, in order to lighten your load and have the new beginning? Eight of Cups is also talking about letting go of stuff. When it's in the upright, you got it in the reverse. So you see these cups are just fine sitting here in the trunk, but they're baggage. Literally, they're sitting in a trunk, a suitcase, so they're baggage. They may be temporarily emotionally satisfying, but in the long run, they're not helping this person achieve their goal, so this person leaves them behind. So Eight of Cups is about, it might be a struggle to leave these temporary emotional fixes behind. But the struggle is worth it, and you're not doing that. You're not doing that. So Ace of Wands was sideways, the World was upright, and the King of Wands was in the reverse. So Ace of Wands, new beginning, new spiritual beginning, new beginning in terms of your creativity, your passion, what brings you joy in life, what helps you get out of bed in the morning. So there is this potential for a new beginning if you could let go, if you could leave behind whatever this emotional thing that you're holding on to, these short-term emotional fixes, this emotional grief and betrayal, whatever didn't work out. If you can leave that behind, there's a new beginning, but the vision that you have for yourself in your life, you're not taking authority over it. You're letting either somebody else emotionally manipulate you, or you're letting your own emotions manipulate you and take control. And you don't want to take any shortcuts to try and achieve this accomplishment. You need to get your act together. Sorry, Libra, but you need to get your act together. And when I asked what the Eight of Cups were, of course the Devil card came up. Carnunos. The dark side, the shadow side of the self, the subconscious, but what's in the subconscious that we're afraid to face. It's the things that we need to wake up to is the lovers. The lovers are about the choice to live a life that you value, a life that's within your values, that's going to make you happy, not anybody else happy. And the devil, or Carnunos, in this deck, this dark thing in the middle of this light, it represents the things we're afraid of, the things in our shadow self that we don't want to admit about our life or about ourselves, the things that we don't want to face. That these short-term emotional satisfactions, it's those things that we're bandaging up with these short-term emotional satisfactions. So this card is traditionally seen as like obsession and compulsion, addiction, anything negative in our life, but really it's about anything that we don't like about ourselves or our life, and we're kind of afraid to face, because the devil is considered to be like this big bad monster thing, and nobody can face it alone. Nobody can, conquer it or overcome it. And you're supposed to be afraid of it, right? So all these things that we put into our shadow side, into our id, our subconscious, that we're afraid of, that we don't want to deal with in our life. We don't want to do that shadow work. We're struggling with acknowledging them, let alone moving past them. But you see, the lovers can make that choice. They can wake up, and this Carnunos, he's got like one eye closed and one eye open, and he's just kind of standing there like a cardboard cutout. They could easily wake up and walk past him, and behind him and on either side of them, there's the light in the forest. It's a light-filled forest. There's, he's looming over them, but only because they're asleep. Only because they're not awake to the fact that they can move past whatever this is that they don't like about their lives, whatever this, if it's an addiction, whatever this addiction is, whatever these short-term emotional satisfactions are that you're afraid to leave, that are holding you back, that are keeping you from the vision that you have for your life, that are just like little shortcuts that you think are helping you, but they're actually harming you. You can move past those. I can't emphasize this enough. This card is about growth. It's not actually about, staying in the same place. Once you wake up, you can easily move past this. You're not chained, in other decks you're chained. The lovers are chained to the devil. But in this deck, they're absolutely not. They're just laying there sleeping. You can see they're just laying there sleeping. So once you wake up, you can move past. You don't have to repeat the same cycle. You don't have to keep being afraid of this misery or of the same thing happening again. So a lot of this for your mental health this week is going to be changing your habits, changing your routines to help you build up that stability and realizing that you can let go of some of this baggage, you can let go of some of this fear and anxiety, and it can't hurt you when you let go of it. You have the strength, you have the power in your life, okay? So you have that ability to make these changes and to make these changes in your favor, and you need to strongly look at what is good for you and what is not good for you. And you need to set boundaries on what isn't good for you. I don't care what it is. You know, cups, people say that's alcoholism. And I guess I get it because it's a cup. You know, you're drinking from a cup. But it can be anything. Cups are your emotions. They're also water, creativity. They're flowing. But when you're talking about, you know, something that's not good for you and needing to leave that behind to have your satisfaction, to have your happiness, it could be anything. But it's definitely tied to this past situation and these past fears and anxieties and how you're dealing with that. I mean, which do you want more? You want your emotional stability, you want your physical stability, you want this more than you want to hang on to the fear and anxiety or to these short-term emotional. You want to leave those behind because you want that stability, and you can leave them behind. Don't let anything or anybody say you can't. You can have the life you want. Interesting, this was in the reverse, the Ace of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, Tower was underneath that, and then Justice, Ace of Cups, and a High Priestess in the World. So yeah, you can get your thoughts back under control, and then you can have that emotional and creative flowing in your life again. You know, once you get this aha moment and you get this clarity back in your life. I hope this was helpful. Take care of yourself, Libra. Have a good week.